this generation has more access to information than any other generation.
Yeah.
But the problem is, and I've told people, younger folks, there's a difference between knowledge and understanding,
Right.
understanding and wisdom. Sometimes the only thing that'll be able to get you there is time and experience.
Mm.
You won't be able to find that reading it out of a book or going online or
Okay.
GPT and all of
Right.
that stuff.
Right.
It'll give you
Right.
the information,
Right.
but that doesn't mean I can give you a book full of physics on how to build something or engineering. But that doesn't mean that you know how to build it, right?
Right.
So because you may not have that understanding,
Right.
and then even if you get the understanding, you may need, like you were talking about, mentors or somebody or school or education, something to show you how to do that and
Right.
build it. And you get that over time. So now you
Mm.
have an understanding of a thing and
True.
wisdom. So when it comes to life, that's one of the things, it's like, hey, I'm glad that you were able to get the information.
Right.
But there's this gap, and nobody, time is undefeated.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So
True.
you won't be able to defeat that and cheat your way, because on the other side, one day it's gonna be time to run the ball.
Right.
And everybody's gonna be looking to
That's right.
see how you
That's
do
right.
it.
Well, you make a great point. You have to be willing to learn, willing to accept what you don't know.
Exactly.
This era, and when I speak to kids from time to time, I tell them, hey, do me one favor. Try to gain understanding that your parents are not lying to you.
Yeah.
Okay, they have an understanding, and if anybody going to tell you the truth, it's going to be the people that love you.
True.
But also, when I talk about education, I'm talking about what they're being learned, being reinforced by their parents. So some kids are behind the eight ball. They get good information, but their father's not there to reinforce it. So then the mother has to do a lot of stuff and then has to reinforce what a male mentor has told her. Over time, a child may become tone deaf, as children do. No, I know it. I do it on my own.
Yeah.
I know everything. So you talk about some good information, mentorship, but also I think back when I was in high school, we had teachers, I always saw black teachers.
Yeah, that's true.
Rarely did we see a white teacher, sparingly, okay? And so what I was told by my teachers was reinforced by the black administration, who probably went to school with my parents at TSU or Cameron or Pearl or Haynes, and it was, hey man, David's not doing well in school. Well, do what you got to do. Okay, they gave permission to paddle me, to get on my case,
Yes, sir.
and then go from there. Coach Ridley, and Coach at Maplewood, lived in my neighborhood around the corner. So if I was getting out of order, he could walk around the corner. Hey man, your son is out of order. So that pipeline of information, that structure is somewhat gone now.
Yeah.
Okay, because now grandmama may be 40 years old.
That's true.
Still learning. It's not her fault,
Yeah.
but she's still learning how to be 40 years old.
Yeah.
When we was coming up, Big Mama was 70,
Yeah.
75. Kids are seen and not heard. Don't come in here with the grown folk. Kids outside. You don't come inside. You don't leave. You don't let the air out. You got two options in the 100-degree weather.
Stay
Either come
in or
inside, and then you're gonna drink from the water hose, that hot water. So it's those lessons that may seem tough at that time.
Yeah.
Okay, now I need to put my windows down because the electric bill be too high.
Yeah.
That's why she won't understand.
Yeah.
Okay. I got to clean my room. I got to eat some good food before I go outside. On many a day, I didn't go outside and play basketball because I didn't want to eat Brussels sprouts. Didn't want to eat squash. Now, that's what you need to be eating in order to survive the way this food is.
True.
So it's all those lessons that our young people get. It may not be reinforced the right way, but again, we could debate what is the right way. Because let me say this: because you have some people that smoke in front of their kids.
That's true.
In your household, you seen grandmama smoke, you seen granddaddy smoke, you seen mama smoke. This is a thing in the past.
Yeah.
It's how they do it.
That's true.
In my household, it wasn't like that. My mom and dad smoked, but they didn't smoke around us. So it just all depends how you are born,
Yeah.
or how you're raised, should I say?
That is true. If you could go back and talk to 20-ish year old Davis, what advice would you give yourself? I look at that sometimes,
Right.
just life. I'm like, man, if I could go back
Right.
and talk to my 25-year-old self, what advice in the season I'm in now? What advice would I give to myself? What would you tell?
Quite a few things. Take care of your body.
Yes, sir. That's true.
Take care of it. My dad would tell me all the time, you don't want to get old. Okay? Not you don't want to grow old, but getting old comes with its own type of expectation, shall I say. The second thing is leave the women alone. Leave the women alone. You don't have to try to screw everybody because you can. Yeah. And there was a point when I was running hard when I feel like I could. Yeah. And I shouldn't because it's just, I hurt too many people because of their attitude. Yeah. Hurt way too many people, some good people that I wish I could take back. And number three, I wish I would have worked harder in school and in sports. I wish I should have been a really, how school was kind of easy back in the day compared to what it is now. I should have been an A student. Yeah. School back then was easy relative to right now.
Well, you have to look at the time too.
True.
Because you didn't have you said something earlier about trades and whatever else. So those generations that came before us, some of them pushed trade.
Exactly.
And because there was a time that's all they had.
That's right.
Everybody wasn't, numbers are better now, but that's what paid the bills.
Right.
There was a time in the country where, moms had to stay home and do X, Y, Z. And dad was the guy going out there working. And if he wasn't educated, the trade is what paid the bills.
That is true.
And so it's just kind of like, I that's something I try to look at is, hey, things are a certain way now, but truth is, back in the day, I have to look at it for what it was.
Right.
Me and my pop, man, we used to go on trips together. Before he died, we do a lot of talking.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. About yours too, man.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
And one of the things I had to accept, because we can always point the finger, hey man, you didn't do this, you didn't do that, or maybe that's just how I felt. And maybe they were really looking out for me. I was just young and stupid. Right. But I was like, you know what? When you look at parents, man, they were the best they knew how to be at the time.
At that time.
And you as a child, you don't look at that. You're looking at, well, they did this and they did that, because we have our opinions about whatever. And it's not until you finally get on the other side, you get older, you see, man, he was trying to teach me something, and I was just too ignorant to realize what he was trying to teach me about life.
That was, you couldn't have said it better. In my neighborhood in Haynes Manor, my first 10 friends had a mother and father. Everybody. I didn't know people didn't have a mother and father until I graduated from college and started working with kids from East Nashville. And I was like, you don't like your daddy? Yeah. Your mom was on drugs? Like, I had never seen it. It was mind-blowing. Yeah. Oh, this is my mama right there walking down the street. She on drugs. Like, oh, my God, this is serious. Yeah. The lessons that they were taught for me, was harsh. Yeah. Because my daddy wasn't a hugger. He didn't kiss. My mother wasn't like that. Like, don't hug me. Yeah. And so trying to filter out information from someone who you admire that is hard on you is tough. I had never seen that. The first time my college coach yelled at me, I was crying like a baby. I was like, damn, he supposed to love me. He was just in my living room telling me he wanted me on his team. But the first day of practice, I never been yelled at.
Man, and not to cut you off, as an adult, what I had to realize, especially as a man, as a black man, I had to realize that, because I thought my pop was hard sometimes. Too. I was like, man, he was trying to prepare you for what you don't even know.
That's all he was trying to do.
This world that you're going to have to live in, he was trying to prepare you so you wouldn't fail.
That's all. And we couldn't see that. Yeah. See, one thing I tell you, we can go down this road. Yeah. We have to allow kids to bump their head. Yeah. Okay? What I mean by that is to make mistakes. We can't always be there. Okay, our kids are going to do some stupid stuff based on not had nothing to do with great parenting, the video games, the shoes you provided. They are going to do some stuff outside of what you taught them. You just got to hope and pray it's not detrimental to their life, or they get an F on their report card, meaning a felony that stays with you forever.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And so when that coach was yelling at me, my brother, my mentor, who I love dearly to this day, he said, "Hey man, listen, it's not the volume of what he's trying to say, but there's information in that loud voice." And it just dawned on me, okay, he's not yelling per se because he hate me. He has to get his message across. So I started listening for what he was trying to say.
Yeah.
Never had a problem since then. And so it's those things that man, I wish everyone can have an older brother or older uncle who had been through it. Plus I had a mother and father that still worked and stuff. And so, you know, my mama come from humble beginnings. I have pictures of her picking cotton. She's one of 6, the oldest, you know, growing up hard, rough, you know what I'm saying? And so educated. So her family looked at her as the one that made it.
Yeah.
Coming from Memphis to Nashville, get a degree, and done well for herself. And so I kind of had both sides of the track per se, because my family in Memphis was them jokers something else. I got 100 cousins in Memphis. Really, 100 cousins.
Really?
100 cousins, man, and I meet a new one every time I go there.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and they keep reproducing. They crazy guys. They crazy.
You know, man, when I talk about life, I always refer to it as seasons. Right?
Okay.
So when I look at the season of life I'm in now, you made reference to, with your son, bumps and mistakes they make and whatever else. And so we've all done good, bad, and ugly. You made mention about you wish you could apologize to certain people. Man, I know what that means, and that's that type of regret that there's just nothing you can do about it.
Right.
But what I will say, for every mistake, every time I've fallen down and had to get back up, because that's how I learned how to get up.
Right.
You know, I had to fall. Man, I in certain things you don't look at it, but it was designed for you. You know what I'm saying? We don't look at it like that, but that trouble, you know, in the church they talk about trouble water, whatever. It was designed for you, because in order for your future self that you have to become, we don't look at, hey man, because while you're going through it sucks.
It does suck, and you just hope you can make it through it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. There's countless mistakes, being with the wrong people at the wrong time. What I thought was a good time is I'm avoiding all kind of danger, not knowing. You know, and me and my friend were just talking about this as I'm coming to see you. Hey man, we're all just one mistake away. And some mistakes that I made were not detrimental to my life or of hurting somebody else, but they're still a bad decision. Okay. The problem with parenting now, I think, is we allow our kids to do what they want to do. That's not how the world is.
Yeah.
You cannot. If we could go back, man, and stop our child from falling or getting into a car accident or fell in the class, we would do it. But what that's doing is just building a foundation of being able to handle what's later in life.
Yeah.
You know, my dad was not my friend growing up. My mother was not my friend. They was tough on me.
Yeah.
You know, as they got older, the roles reversed. And so I respected those lessons. If we continue to allow our kids to do what they want to do, we're going to raise bad men and selfish daughters. That's not our goal as parents. It's not our role. We have to raise men to be strong men and women to be self-sufficient. And that's not how it is today. It's my own personal opinion.
So, since I ain't trying to get into relationships.
Man, we can, brother. I'm an open book. I'm an open book.
But when we look at the just relationships today,
okay,
man, what happened?
Oh man,
what happened? I'm not saying, hey, it's good people out there.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean?
True.
It's some good people out there, but man, it's just when you come to it, I think there's this communication deal or just whatever. Now I will say one thing, and listen, women, this is not to beat nobody up, but
I'm going in on all y'all. I ain't scared of none of y'all.
But if you're dealing with somebody, and I'm gonna say this, if you're dealing with somebody, don't this notion of using a guy for entertainment, because you want to go out to eat and be entertained, but you're really not into the guy.
Right.
Man, that's the type of stuff I'm like, what happened?
You know what happened? This is just my own personal opinion.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, ladies. I think technology has ruined a lot of people.
You're right. You're right about
we were not prepared to handle this type of access.
You're right about
This is a lot of access to a lot of different people. I can't lie. I inboxed Halle Berry just to see if she'd respond.
Yeah.
20 years ago, that never would have been able to happen.
Yeah.
This thing here has ruined a lot of people, and some people just can't handle being able to be that accessible. I think the breaking up of family, the need to look like you have a lot of money, to have a opulent lifestyle, that has kind of turned good men and good women into something they're not even prepared for.
I really didn't think about the aspect of the internet and how that's you're right about that.
Tons of access. You can be a millionaire.
Yeah.
Not you, but
yeah,
a woman can be a
man,
millionaire.
Let me have that.
A woman can be a millionaire by just showing her body.
Yeah, you're right.
OnlyFans. Yeah. Doing crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And people are attracted to that.
Yeah.
If you can handle the aftermath, sure. How can you tell a woman to go to college and she's making $10,000 a month from her living room?
Yeah.
It's tough, guys. It's a tough sale.
When you really look at it too, because just society now, man, it's like everything flipped. Good is bad, bad is good. So things that was accepted is not accepted anymore, and just how we treat each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so
right.
when you go back in the day, you were talking about it was more community.
More community because nobody made money.
Yeah.
See, you look at basketball. Here's my basketball analogy.
Yeah.
People love the 80s and 90s because nobody made a crazy amount of money. Mm-hmm. Even Michael Jordan wasn't the most highest paid player in the league. Everybody made the same money, same athleticism, same skill. So you have friction.
Yeah.
See, you look at the WNBA, the best league in the world, but they can't run away from each other. So they always, that's why they prone to fight and throw elbows because they can't get away from one another. Mm-hmm. So now, in today's era, everybody got more money. Mm-hmm. There's more ways to retire your mom or your dad and multiple streams of income.
Yeah.
So now that breeds attitude. That breeds you think you're better than people. Yeah. That breeds violence.
Yeah.
If you that guy on Instagram showing your money, somebody probably gonna come and knock you over the head.
Yeah.
This era now, if done correctly, can be the most profitable era in this American history. Mm-hmm. But we don't like one another. Speaking black folk, we have a hard time with seeing another person being successful.
Yeah.
I don't know where that come from.
Crabs in the barrel. Crabs in the barrel. I think that's always been a thing. Maybe it's worse now because everybody's just in competition with each other. You made a statement that made me want to ask this question.
Okay.
About you play college ball.
Yep.
And so now they get endorsements.
NIL. Right.
Man, how would that have affected you, and how you think they deal with that? Because you basically going from broke
to having millions.
Yeah.
Well, I love it. I think it's about time that the players that actually play make some revenue. Okay. The great Nick Saban was making $8 million a year. He didn't teach a class. His job was solely to get money for the university. That money pays for the swimming, non-revenue sports, swimming, baseball, volleyball, softball, wrestling, ice hockey. So that's why it's so much money.
Yeah.
And so he can pay that, he can make that. But then you go to the bowl, you're on television, radio rights. We're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars. Mm-hmm. So I think it's a good problem to have, but it's tough to harness that.
Yeah.
Because now what's in question is the integrity of the game. Do you give a damn? You got to be a special person to work hard, and you got $10 million in the bank. That's tough. It's hard to do. Not everybody can do it. You've seen guys in the NBA. eat themselves out of the league. Can't stay in shape. Football players, not in shape, not focused because they got the big money.
Yeah.
Albert Hainsworth made big money for the Titans. Go to the Washington Redskins with a $100 million contract and never heard of again because money affects you. The issue with giving a 19-year-old kid with no structure, and he is the main breadwinner for a big family, it's going to be tough.
Wow.